Hey there, just a quick reminder, we have a mentorship program if you're looking for personalized coaching and mentorship to help guide you to the next level of your interior design business, whatever that might look like for you, whether it's processes and procedures or what services to offer to how to incorporate wellness, intention, or spirituality into your projects. Come join us over at designcoven.com/join. Or if you're just in search to connect with other like-minded interior designers, you can join our free community, also located at designcoven.com/join. You're listening to the Holistic Interior Design Podcast. This is a podcast that guides you as a new or inspiring independent interior designer navigating your entrepreneurial path. Here, with my over 20 years experience, I will share my holistic approach to design with intention and ancient practices, including Feng Shui, all incorporating mind, body, and spirit into my design projects. You will also learn from seasoned interior designers as they give strategies and insight of how they built their businesses and continue to work in the field. Together, we will discover supportive trade partners, new ideas, creatives, and inspiring artists from around the world. I am your host, Rachel Larraine Crawford. I am so thrilled to be here with all of you. I am Rachel Larraine Crawford, a creatrix of sacred space through holistic interior design. And before we start, I would love to just take a moment to ring a bell, light a candle, and share with you what I'm drinking at the moment, just to get us into our bodies, getting us into this beautiful sacred space that we are all in. So, just taking a nice breath to connect to our higher selves, connect into our body and our heart center. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and light a candle. Again, just setting a ritual for this space, knowing that it is a liminal space that we are creating. It's a space through time that's going to travel here presently, in the past, and connecting to all of you in the future. And so just lighting our candle, invoking the element of fire for creativity, possibilities. We have this gorgeous candle from Mithras. It's all beeswax. It's just really lovely. Just so much sacredness in this candle, connecting with the bees and Mother Earth. So just setting the intention of connection and sharing of ideas. And then I also would love to pull a card. This is going to be a card just setting intention for today's episode. I am pulling from Lua Tarot, which is by Marie Bento. It's a beautiful black and white deck that Marie has created. So our card today, I'm pulling right side up. If it comes in reversed, I'm turning it around, just setting that intention. And this is just a card to set the energy of today's episode, which I love pulling for everyone. This is the 9 of Cups. So gorgeous. And if you're able to see the video, there's a gentleman here. He's got 9 beautiful cups. He's got a decanter. It looks like it's filled with wine, and he is just really enjoying the moment. And for me, the 9 of Cups is the card of blessings. It's the card of wishes coming true, dreams being physical, bringing things to fruition, manifestation. It's all of these things. And I feel like I'm really in that space today with all of you. And with this 9 of Cups, I would like to raise my cup, which is filled with gorgeous healing tea by Paru. This one's called Golden Empress. And I had Amy collaborate with me on this brew, which I created for my Patreon a year ago in April of 2021. I want to say April or March, beginning of Aries season. So that would have been March of last year. And it's called Golden Empress. It's got verbena, mugwort, rose, elderflower, and calendula. And this was created for the new moon in Aries, which is all about taking action, moving forward, and just that beautiful springtime energy. And I'm reconnecting with that energy today with all of you. I've got the tea in this gorgeous clear sampling. I don't even know what you would call a little teacup. It's absolutely gorgeous. The tea is floating in there. It's got the most beautiful golden color. It almost reminds me of golden labradorite. If you're familiar with that stone, it looks like I'm just drinking up that gorgeous gem. So yeah, it's beautiful. I do feel like I'm like drinking liquid gold here. So getting back here into our space, connecting with the idea of holistic interior design. If you're not familiar with that term, basically it's incorporating all the traditional principles of interior design, which comes with harmony, proportion and scale, balance, rhythm, emphasis, color and texture and all those things. But then we're adding another element when we come in the world of holistic. So when I talk about holistic interior design, I'm talking about the wellness of the physical space. I'm talking about the energy of the space, creating with that energy, making energy, setting intention, using color psychology with the space, incorporating all the elements, using feng shui, using lighting that is in alignment with the human circadian rhythm. I'm also incorporating a lot of earth energy. So I'm bringing in plants, I'm bringing in nature. I'm focusing the space on the natural aspects of the human. I'm also connecting with sustainability, making sure that it's in alignment with the health of the planet Earth. I'm also looking at, things that are coming in the home that are product. They could be furniture pieces. It could be things that you're ingesting in your body. Again, we're connecting with the body. It could be cleaning products that you're using to clean the home and making sure that there's no off-gassing. Looking at EMFs, which is the electromagnetic field of items, and turning those things off in places that we don't want it to affect our personal energy field. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm speaking of holistic interior design. It's just extremely intentional and taking all of these things into account when we're designing a space. So what I would love to do with you all today is a practice of how you can connect with your home holistically, to start thinking about maybe designing a particular space in your home. It could just be a room, it could be a corner, it could be your entire house. But this is sort of the process that I go through when I am designing with somebody on a holistic level. And also, if you're an interior designer yourself, I would love for you to even incorporate these practices with your own way of working with your clients. I think it would be a really beautiful way to connect with your clients on a deeper level, to really set them up to be supportive, right? So we're really setting them up to be successful in all areas of their life. So I invite you to grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, maybe pause the audio or video, and then you're also going to grab maybe something to drink, a nice beautiful beverage, tea or water, something that's going to rejuvenate you. Bring a candle, a match, any of those things. I have these things here for us, so I've kind of set the stage. But if you want to grab those things to really create space for this, I invite you to do that as well. The first step in designing your space with a holistic approach is to give yourself the space. So this is being really intentional about creating design space. So put it in your calendar, pick a time that works really well for you. Maybe when the kids are at school, in the evening, when you're wrapping things up, or first thing in the morning. Just really pay attention to when you have the most energy, when you're focused, and when you could be concentrated, and give yourself time. You don't want to do this rushed. You really want to be mindful when you're designing your space. Okay, so first thing is to create the space, right? Next is I would definitely incorporate some sort of a ritual. So I like to light a candle and create a beverage. So you're going to light a candle with the intention that you're creating space for design. You may also, this is bonus, you may also want to light some incense or incorporate plant magic through an oil diffuser. The oils that I like to use for concentration and focus is going to be rosemary and peppermint. So you might want to bring that out if that's something that calls to you. Okay, so first thing you're going to write on your piece of paper is, what is the intention of the room or the space that you're designing? So really focus on the purpose. What are we using this room for, and what are the activities that you're wanting to use this room for? So those are the first two things: intention, purpose, and the activities for the room. And again, you can pause and really write this out. And then next, you're going to write down why this room. For many of you, this is going to be very obvious. It's like, it's the kitchen, and this is where the kitchen is. For some of you, it may be a spare room in your home, and you may want to think about, well, why did you pick this room in particular to be the room of your office? Why did you pick this room to be your bedroom? So just think about maybe the subconscious thoughts of why you chose that room in particular. And then you're going to write down what you absolutely love about this room. So you're going to write down the things that you are enjoying about the room, the things that you love about it. It could be a million different things. Just jot them all down. I wouldn't really think too hard. It's just kind of like letting all of this go, just a stream of consciousness of what you love about it. And then next, you're going to write what bothers you about this room. What about this room do you not connect with? What do you feel is not supportive? What don't you like about this room? And then you're going to write down the next question, which is, what's the current energy of the room? So this is where you're going to tap in to the room on a spiritual level or in the level of the mind. You can just get really quiet and connect with the room, see what the room has to tell you about the energy there. And you can get a lot just by feeling into things. We all know what it feels like to be in a space that an argument just happened in, where it just feels uncomfortable or tight or uneasy. And then we all know what it feels like to be in a room that's expansive and open and filled with possibility. So tap into the room's energy and see what that room has to tell you. And this is also a really good place to maybe pull a card. It could be an oracle card or a tarot card if you're connected in that way, of like, what card or what energy does the room have for me, and pull a card with that intention if you're having a hard time feeling into the room. And then other times you might already just know, you're just like, this room feels stuck. This room feels like there's no way out. I feel small in this room. I feel like I can't breathe. Like, write all those things down. That's part of reading the room. You're opening up the space of intuition to feel into that room. And then your next question is, how am I using this room right now? Maybe you're not using the room as your office. Maybe it's just being a collection room where you come in the house and you just dump everything there. The kids are dumping their backpacks, like homework is everywhere, mail is everywhere. Like, how is this room being used at the moment? And just paying attention to whether you're kind of just dismissing this room, how you're treating the room. Is it an afterthought? Like, really just think about what is this room being used for? That might give you some insight too as to why the energy is the way it is, and why it feels the way it does. Your next question is going into the space. So now we're going into the space of being intentionally designing of the room. So you want to ask, what do I want this room to feel like? And I'm talking about feelings on an emotional level. Do you want this room to feel inspiring? Do you want the room to feel calming, peaceful, grounded? Do you want the room to feel like it's full of life and love and energy? Like, really tap into how you want to feel in the room emotionally when you come into the space. And then your next question is, what are the physical feelings that I want to feel in the room as far as touch? Do I want it to feel cozy and soft and textural, or do I want it to feel crisp and cool? To think about those feelings of how you want to feel when you sit on like maybe the furniture. I want to sink in, or maybe you want to feel uplifted and grounded and straight up and energized. So think about how you want that to feel. And then the next question is, how do you want it to smell? When you walk into this space, what do you want to smell when you come into the room? What memories do you want to invoke? What memories do you want to create in the room? And what does that smell like? So I'm talking about, I want it to smell grounded and earthy, or I want it to smell airy and crisp, and I want it to smell like the ocean. So really think about what smells you're wanting to invoke. And then what colors do you envision here? Do you want it to be, in a beautiful, clean white palette where everything is crisp and airy? Do you want it to feel tranquil and blue and harmonious like the ocean? Or do you want it to feel grounded with, deep color or moody? Maybe you want it to feel moody or sexy. Like just thinking about those colors that you envision in the space. And then lastly, you're going to want to ask, how do I want this room to sound? We're creating a soundtrack for this room. So what music might be playing in here? Or maybe you just hear birds chirping because it's in a beautiful sunroom and you have the windows open and you're just hearing nature. Or maybe you want to hear water or the waves or music that's inspiring. So really think about what's the sound that you want to create in this space. And then you're going to ask yourself, once you've got all this down, are there any places that I've been in the world that encompass all of these feelings, all of these textures, all of these sounds and smells? And it could be a multitude of places. It could be, a hotel, an Airbnb that you went to. Maybe it's a desert house or a home out in the woods, a cabin. It could be Disneyland, all these places that you've been to that have these feelings and smells and textures. So just write down those places that you really, really enjoy being in and you feel supported in. And then your last exercise in creating intention for your room is you're going to create a mood board. And you can do this physically by cutting out pictures from magazines. You can do this on Pinterest. You can create something in your Instagram, like saving, posts that really invoke the feelings of this. And you're just going to drop everything in. So thinking about all these things that we talked about, what it looks like, what's the smell, what are the textures, what's the soundtrack, how is it going to maybe taste in my mouth if I'm sitting in this room and I'm drinking tea or and I'm enjoying a nice glass of wine, or I'm having this delicious food with my family. So you're just going to create a beautiful mood board of just plopping everything in. Don't edit the board at this moment. It's more about dumping everything that you find that inspires you, that's connecting with the energy that you're wanting to create in your space. And that's basically the kind of the first phase, the first sort of set of exercises that I would take a new client into when we're starting to discover what we want to create. It's really about the intention of the space. And to me, this is like one of the most favorite pieces of design. It's creating on a conceptual level, it's creating, it's dreaming, it's being able to just let everything happen. We're not thinking about budgets, we're not thinking about what's possible as far as like constraints. It's all open and there's no lid and it's just all encompassing. So I encourage you to have fun with this, really set some time aside to get really intentional about what it is that you're creating in your home, in your space, and let me know how it goes for you. I do have all of these questions and sort of a holistic 101 in the zine, which is a monthly zine that goes out to all of the Patreon members, but you can get the first edition or the first volume of the zine for free. So this is open to all of you to have access to. You can get it at bewitchingthehome.com and you can get the zine there, and then Patreon, you automatically will receive the zine as well as every month after that. I hope that this is a beautiful tool for you to connect with your home, to get grounded, and to really have some clarity on what it is that you're wanting to create in your space. You've been listening to the Holistic Interior Design Podcast. If it's one that you have been enjoying, please share with anyone else that you think can benefit from this knowledge, and leave us a 5-star review that helps us get seen and found by other new and aspiring interior designers. And if you're looking for mentorship, I invite you to join our club here at the Design Coven. It's a bridge between school and real life interior design. We get in much deeper there. We have virtual and in-person events, so everyone is welcome. You don't need to have a design degree to be part of it, just an interest in holistic interior design. I also want to thank our editor, Marcy Ferry, and lastly, Kinseth Thibodeau, who is our music composer. Until next time, be well, and we will see each other soon.